Patrick Blackwell with the national anthem, the best national anthem in any building in this entire country. The starting goaltenders tonight brought to you by Dodge. There it is, Brent Johnson once again back in the goal. He's been absolutely perfect the last 2 games, over 126 straight minutes of shutout hockey. His goals against at .67. Look at the save percentage, 96.6%. Tonight it's going to be Steve Passmore, his first career Stanley Cup playoff start. He played 20 minutes on Sunday afternoon. He stopped 6 shots, so this is his first start. So really no numbers to tell you about right now, so I'm sure he's very nervous and excited in the net for the Chicago Blackhawks. Joe Quenneville looks on. He's been absolutely delighted with the way the Blues have played the last 2 games, as he should. The referees, Gary Fraser and Tim Beal, the linesmen, Steve Miller and Dan Shatke.
So here we go, and it is Korolev winning the draw. Pops with the puck. He's on defense with Clem. He sends it in deep. McInnes gets hit hard, plays the puck up the boards. Pops keeps it in. Then McInnes hit by Fitzgerald. Here's Kachuk. He's run into. He takes a stick in the face. And the Hawks are banging. Blues can't clear the zone. Here's Thomas spun around, and it's McInnes. The Blues, of course, got an early goal here Sunday night in Game 3. That took the crowd out of it, and as it turned out, took the Hawks out of it. Passmore the save on Ellenby. Here come the Hawks. Calder. Rink-wide pass knocked away by Podine. Calder works into Zamnoff. Alex Zamnoff runs into Kerry Fraser. Pronger takes his man. That's Calder. Then Daze bumped by Eastwood. Big Eric Daze leaves the puck on the boards. A shot. Johnson the save, and he alertly smothers the rebound. 59 seconds played, and Bernie, this is typical. This is what you expect in Chicago from the Hawks early in a game.
Exactly what I was going to say. This is what I expected on Sunday, and we never saw it on Sunday. But tonight the Hawks came out, and they came out hard. I'm interested to see that the lines have changed a little bit. You see Daze now out with Zamnoff and Calder, so that means Amonte will be on a different line. But here's the puck just thrown to the net by Zamnoff. You see everybody crashing. There's Daze, who's going to have to be a physical presence tonight. So I'm sure that's the whole idea, is go hard to the net. As you see now, the line change here now. Sullivan playing with Nylander and Amonte. So Brian Sutter mixing up his line combinations to try to get some offense going.
Jebba Turkin on defense along with Karpatsev for Chicago. Eastwood on the faceoff. Now Drake knocked down. So the Blues have to weather the early storm. And there have been a lot of teams that have run into this storm here in the Windy City. Nylander on the draw now with Eastwood. Pronger on defense with Van Ryn, Bodine and Drake with Mike Eastwood. This line for the Blues has been outstanding. Van Ryn to Pronger. Up the boards to Drake. His pass broken up. Sullivan a shot. Blocked by Pronger, and always he blocked a lot of shots in this series. Pronger on the boards. Kicks the puck. Can't get it behind the net. Hawks center. Eastwood intercepts, clears the puck out. Backboard goes Karpatsev. And the Blues are changing. Here's Steve Sullivan with Amonte and Nylander. Bergevin slows up Amonte. He goes to the net. Mellenby in the way. He and Amonte in the corner. The pass comes to McInnes. McInnes, no time. Gets hit. Bergevin, nice play. Out to Mellenby. Poke check by Amonte. He's won by Bergevin. Nylander pops. He's in a roll. He shoots. Big save, Johnson. And that's a huge save by Brent Johnson, who really had only one difficult save in the entire game number 3. Now the Hawks still dangerous. Back to Steve Pops from Korolev. It's behind the net. Now to Korolev. He leaves the puck behind the goal in front. Igor Korolev a shot. Johnson the save. And the rebound flipped into the ground by Al McInnes. 2:17 gone. It has been all Chicago. Now your quality four dealers bring you the Blues starting lines.
No changes for the Blues. They've been absolutely perfect the last 2 games, so no reason to change anything at all. So the same way on defense. Salvador with Van Ryn, still Pronger. You'll see him a lot, and you'll see a lot of Al McInnes, but Steve Pops walking in from the left point. Nice play from Nylander, and a huge save by Brent Johnson as Pops tried to go short side underneath the blocker. You're not going to get anything there. Brent Johnson, a good job challenging a defenseman. Pops is not a goal scorer by any means at all, so challenged the shooter, and that's exactly what he did. A huge save. The Hawks with 3 shots already. They only had 1 in the 3rd period on Sunday night.
Bears wins the draw from Bell in the corner. That's only getting worked over by Probert, who chases Pronger up to Nash. He can't get the puck out. Finley goes back. This is a nightmare for defensemen. Not that it's any great shakes for the forwards, but I mean it is a nightmare for the Blues defensemen. Pronger, in essence, here is almost double shifting a little bit. We just saw McInnes and Bergevin, now Pronger along with Finley out there, and now Van Ryn, or rather Ferraro, gets the puck ahead, and it's shot in by Nash. Here's Nares in the corner. Knocks down Cheba Turkin. Nash a pass. Ferraro tied up. And this is Cheba Turkin. Now McInnes is out there. This shift was Salvador. He ends up with a puck. Both teams begin to change to McInnes. Now Salvador out of his own end. Dumps the puck in. And it's offside. Bodine in ahead of the puck at the Chicago blue line. And this crowd, and it is less than a sellout here at United Center, very pleased with the start by their Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, here's the hits. You see the Blues about hit the Hawks 105 to 103. The Hawks, you see 37 hits in game 1, and consequently they won the game. So it's by whoever has more hits usually has ended up winning the game. But I think we always talk about the fact here that what you do here all the time is that you got to weather the storm. We talk about the first 5 minutes all the time. In fact, we talked about it before the other game on Sunday night, and there was no Hawks. It was really strange, but here's the good hits here. This is Probert right there.
Now the Hawks trying to continue to make a statement here. We're still early. You know you got to survive the first 5 minutes, maybe even the first 10. And here is Pronger, long shot, and that's wide. Here's Dallas Drake, centering, tipped away, and here come the Hawks. Now trying to work in, and getting stopped is Sullivan. Drake leaves the puck, then it's kicked behind the net. Here is a pass out to Clem, and the shot goes wide. Pops keeps the puck in. Around behind the net, Sullivan centers. Nylander can't get a shot. And the puck taken by Mike Eastwood. He'll just flip it into the Chicago zone. We're just past the 4-minute mark. Both teams are changing. No score first period. Now the puck at the Blues defense. McInnes over to Bergevin. Dimitra up front with Tkachuk and Mellanby. The puck comes to Bergevin, over to McInnes, up to the red line, getting it in, and just out of the reach of Tkachuk, and cleared up to Kyle Calder. He'll wind her up, and a blocker save by Johnson. Calder trying to get the puck, does. Back for Pops. He'll fire it around behind the net. This is Zomnov, hit by Bergevin. Tkachuk, dangerous pass, across his own zone, and the puck to center ice, fired back in by Calder. Passmore looks lost at the other end. He's got nothing but clean ice. Somnov stopped by McInnes. Then Stillman up to Mellanby. He can't get out. Finally, the Blues on the attack. Corey Stillman, long shot. In off carpet, says skate. The teams continue to change. Passmore up the boards. Waite gets run down. Pronger flips the puck in front, batted away over Young's stick, and into the corner goes Steve Passmore. He leaves the puck for the ex-Blues forward, Igor Korolev, and the puck deflects to center ice. Here is Pronger to Scott Young. Now ahead for Stillman. He's stopped. Korolev pokes the puck ahead to Tom Fitzgerald. He crisscrosses. Thomas moves in, and he gets hooked down, and there'll be a penalty. It'll be a hooking call. So the Hawks' aggressiveness and great start pays off. Now they'll have the game's first power play.
This could have almost been called a penalty shot. As you see, Thomas is in the clear. He's going to make the move across on Johnson. He got hooked at the last minute, so that's a good penalty there to take because Thomas was clearly in on Brent Johnson one-on-one, so Chris Pronger goes off. Only the second minor penalty that Chris Pronger has taken in the 4 games.
Interestingly, Thomas in 2 of the first 3 games without a shot. And I mean, he's typically a good scorer. 5:32 the time of the Pronger tripping penalty. Remember, Chicago has come up empty on the power play. They have had 10 power plays and they're yet to score. They've got Zomnoff losing the draw to Eastwood. Into the corner, Finley, who's on with McInnes. And he shoots the puck down the ice. Eastwood up front with Bodine. Here's Phil Housley. Housley and Zomnoff, Nylander, Calder, Daze. And the Blues stand up and stop Chicago at the blue line. Bodine and Eastwood are replaced. Out come Drake and Young. Back come the Hawks. The veteran Housley feeds to the youngster Calder. Calder, a shot that goes wide. That seemed to surprise Johnson a bit. We've got a Blues player injured. Now the Blues effectively 2 men short. Zomnoff a pass in front. Daze a backhander. And on the second effort hits the side of the net. And finally they'll stop play. Dallas Drake, you can see, is bleeding rather severely.
He laid there for a long time, and that is not Dallas Drake to lay down, so you knew he was hurt seriously. He may have got a stick in the face on the hit, but you can see him down, and there is blood there beside him. But here's the hit. There's Dallas Drake going down. He got hit. He got Calder's stick as he hit Calder on the way down. You can see he's laying there. But he is out cold. He fell down again, so he still must have been knocked out, Kenny, on the play here.
It looked, you know, like he caught a stick. I'm not sure that he didn't catch Calder's helmet.
Yeah,
so
I think
know,
so.
if he stays down, Bernie, you got to be woozy, and you can see how woozy it is. So I think it's more than the stick.
Yeah. See, I think right there he hit his face. I think his head hit the helmet. I don't think the stick hit him at all. I think it was the helmet of Calder's that may have got him on that right side of the face. Because it doesn't look like that he got hit by the stick at all there.
No, I think he ran into, his face ran into Kyle Calder's helmet.
Yep.
And he's woozy at best there.
Yep.
And bleeding.
Yeah, and then when he went off, he collapsed on the way out to the bench. So that's a hard play for an official to be in, too. He can't really blow the whistle because they're on the power play. You don't know unless he's seriously hurt. And there he was very serious, too.
1:14 to go in the Chris Pronger penalty. So this crowd is very much into it. No score, but it has been all Chicago here in game number 4. Bodine can't clear. Then the puck comes out. Zomnoff with it. Over to Housley. They've got Daze up front with Calder and Nylander. Firing the puck in. It comes in front. Bergevin can't clear, but takes the puck to the corner. Advances it to Eastwood. He's stopped. Daze able to keep the puck in. Bergevin knocks it down. The Blues are shorthanded. McInnes can't get the puck. And Eastwood will take it. He can't clear. Housley stopped by Bergevin, and he'll bounce it down the ice. And Passmore a difficult save. No score. First period, game 4. We're at the 7-minute mark. The Blues shorthanded for another 30 seconds. Housley. A pass hits Sullivan. And Housley ends up with a puck again. He'll circle. Amante, Sullivan, Zomnoff, Bell all out there with Housley. This is Tony Amante to Alex Zomnoff. To Housley, one-timer knocked down. And a good play. Salvador clearing the puck out. Here is Zomnoff, who leads Chicago with 8 shots on goal. The penalty just about over. Finley intercepts, and the Blues clear the zone, and Pronger's on the ice. He intercepts, knocks the puck away, and Amante leaves it for Bell. Bell checked by Pronger, and he is offside at the St. Louis line. The first period thus far has been owned by the Blackhawks. 1.
You can see how good it's been. The D-zone coverage has been perfect in the third period. Brent Johnson, look at the save percentage, 96.6%. The special teams, 11 for 11. They have 4 power play goals. They also have a shorthanded goal, so the special teams have been all Blues.
And the Blues have not had a shot on goal yet in this game. We're just shy of the 8-minute mark. Van Ryn after the puck. The Blues have had all they can do to get the puck out of their own end. Dimitra stopped, and this is Thomas on with Korolev and Fitzgerald. The puck gets by him. Thomas gets it out to Fitzgerald, then too far for Korolev. And here is Tkachuk to Mellanby. He gets hit. Tkachuk gets the puck, takes a shot, and that's knocked away. Here is Mellanby in front. Pronger, oh, and he shoots wide, and the puck rebounds to center ice. Both teams are changing. Pronger takes the puck from Van Ryn, just flips it ahead, glove down, and shot high off the glass. Probert cannot get around Pronger, and the play offside. Chicago. We're in the first period, game number 4, and there's no score. Let's go downstairs to Rich Gould.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kenny, Tony Amonte said it best after game 3. He said the Hawks played like boys, not like men. Anything but that tonight, but they still haven't scored, and that's going to play on their minds. Look at what the graphics are for the top 2 lines. Melanie, Dimitra, and Tkachuk, 4 goals, 5 assists. They have 30 shots. They have doubled the shots of Daze, Zamnoff, and Tony Amonte, who are completely scoreless. So, if the Blues can go ahead, get one in early, they can quiet this crowd, guys.
Yeah, that would be the thing, and right now it's a case of survival. If the Blues could get the first goal in this game, it would be a big achievement the way things have started. Chebaturkin goes back, leads the puck for Zamnoff. Zamnoff loses the puck, but Stillman is without a stick. Karpatsev up the boards. Finley able to keep the puck in. Now pinching in at the near point is Pronger. Karpatsev can't get the puck, and Daze takes it. In the middle, tipped out by Zamnoff. Pronger for the Blues. Off the boards, and Stillman shoots the puck in. The Hawks are hitting everything. They're extremely physical. On a change, long shot. Calder had it over the net, caught by Johnson, and Pronger clears the puck out. Things for the last minute or so settling down. Now Tyson Nash, quick shot wide. Whoa, and a shot just wide of the mark by Mayers. Here's Probert playing the puck ahead. Down, he can't get too far, and it's Nash up to Mayers. He's spun down. Bell can't go anywhere. Then he'll flip the puck in, and Johnson will settle it down. Here's Bryce Salvador up the boards. Mayers lets the puck go. Steve Pops swings it back to John Clem. And back to Pops. He gets hooked. And there'll be a penalty here to the veteran Ray Ferraro. It comes at 10-11 of a scoreless first period. We're in Chicago. Glad you're with us. This is game 4.
You get a good look at it. Steve Pops trying to carry the puck out of his own zone, and Ray Ferraro just gets his stick right into the midsection, spins Pops around, and penalty call. So the Blues still perfect on the penalty kill through the series at 11 for 11.
Here is Phil Housley, the St. Paul, Minnesota native, giving the puck to Calder. He puts on the brakes to Zamnoff, side of the net, and Johnson holds his ground on the onrushing Korolev. Back to Housley, now to Zamnoff. The shots are 5-0. Chicago. Housley, far side. Korolev shoots wide. The Hawks surprisingly only with 5 shots, and that shot blocked. Finley clears the puck down the ice. Bernie, they seems like they've teed it up about a dozen times.
Yeah, they really have. That was a huge block by Finley, though, because Johnson was down on the play. If that puck goes through, it might have been in.
Now the puck knocked down. Bergevin passes it to himself. Can't clear. Housley, a shot caught by Johnson. He clears the puck right to Korolev. Now here's Tony Amonte looking to get on track. Amonte over to Zamnoff in the middle. Sullivan misses the mark. The puck center knocked away. Bell shot, and that misses the net. Zamnoff. Sullivan bothered by Bergevin. They both go down. Bergevin trying to cover the puck, and he is successful. Boy, the Hawks, Bernie. They've got now 7 shots on net. I want to say they've had 10 decent shots that have missed the net.
Brent Johnson has been very sharp. The Hawks, all the shots on net, but I would rather have Brent just hang on to this. He tries to clear it, and he's lucky that this didn't come back to on him, but Brent Johnson a lot of times likes to get over aggressive, and this is game 3 that he almost gave away a couple of different times on the same power play. In fact, it was, he had 2 shots that went off bodies and stayed in the zone, so goaltender has to be very, very careful in that situation.
Not a lot of goal in 133 minutes and 42 seconds. And there's no question, you can see his confidence in handling the puck.
Yep.
In fact, sometimes it almost becomes overconfidence. Here is Chris Pronger. The Blues are shorthanded. There are now 30 seconds left in Ferraro's penalty. The Hawks, quarterback by Housley. Shot in by Clem. Up front, Fitzgerald, Korolev, and Thomas. And off Eastwood, the puck shot down the ice by Podine. It's the first period, and now 8 minutes remaining. Still no score. And I mean, the Hawks have owned the period. They had a great start. The puck shot, and it's offside. Shot in offside at the St. Louis line. Due to tonight's game, Tuesday's WB lineup of the Gilmore Girls and Smallville has moved to Saturday. Catch all new episodes of the Gilmore Girls and Smallville Saturday beginning at 7 here on WB 11.
Hard position for a coach right here. Joel knows that they were going to come. The Hawks were coming out full force, so you can see he's not surprised at all. But it's like weathering the storm and then hope that when you get a chance that you pull the trigger and score.
Hawks are offside again. Now they have failed on 2 power plays. That's taken a little bit out of Chicago. It's taken something out of the crowd. We mentioned a few minutes ago things were, Bernie, beginning to level off a little bit.
And I think what they're thinking too right now, Kenny, is that, you know, it's 140 minutes that they had scored last, so it's very, very difficult now to try to get your positive train of thought going. Say, hey, we can score, we will. But I mean, they're certainly getting some opportunities. But how deflating would it be if the Blues now got a goal?
That's the thing. If the Blues do get the first goal in this game, it could be deadly to Chicago. John Clem, the former Nordique Avalanche defenseman, leaves the puck for Steve Thomas, and the 38-year-old gets it to Korolev, and then Amante a shot, and the rebound to Keith Tkachuk. And I said Amante. It was not Amante, but rather Fitzgerald moving in. And we're down to 7:16 to go in the first period. Well, great seats are still available for Game 5 Thursday night at Savvis Center. In fact, there are about 1,000 tickets remaining. Remember, game time is 6 o'clock. Tickets start at only $20 and are on sale at Savvis Center and all Ticketmaster outlets, or by phone 314-241-1888. Remember, you can also purchase tickets online at stlouisblues.com. And I'll tell you, there's nothing that beats the atmosphere of a Blues Blackhawks playoff game, so be sure to experience one yourself on Thursday night. The Blues and the Hawks in game number 5. This is Nylander to Amante. The puck picked up by the Blues. Van Ryn ahead for Eastwood. The puck will go all the way to Steve Passmore, making his first start in the series. The puck comes out, shot in offside, and the whistle stops play. Exactly 7 minutes to go here in period 1 of game number 4. Taco Bell presents 5 for 35. When the Blues score 5 goals in any game this season, Taco Bell will celebrate with 35-cent tacos the next day. Remember, when the Blues score 5, tacos are just 35 cents at participating Taco Bell restaurants.
According to the statistics here, the Blues do not have a shot in goal. I thought that Keith Tkachuk had a shot earlier that should have been considered a shot on goal, but they did not give one. So the Blues still looking for their first shot on net.
I think they've already achieved a moral victory here. Shots or no shots. Austin Mellenby. I think if the Blues started to hit a little bit on the forecheck, which they haven't had much forecheck to do any hitting, that would really help them. They don't get the opportunity there. Clem deflects the puck in. Dimitra clears it out to Tkachuk, and it's Mellenby. Pronger to the net. Mellenby looks back to the point. Pronger's in deep. Mellenby taken down. Here's Tkachuk. He wants to get the puck to McInnes, who's got a bouncing puck to deal with, and he shoots high over pops. The Blues are changing. That's why you see the puck at center ice. McInnes fires it in. Both teams are changing. Stillman can't get the puck. Salvador gets it ahead. Here's a shot. And that drive from the wing deflects well into the crowd behind Steve Passmore. Let's turn to our Bud Light What's on Tap. Game 5 is Thursday night in St. Louis. We'll be over on Fox Sports Net. Game time is 6 and the pregame show at 5:30. Game 6 will be back here if needed, and then we'll be with you if necessary next Monday night in St. Louis for Game 7. That'll be on Fox Sports Net, a 6 o'clock faceoff. Right now, the only thing we're sure of is there'll be a Game 5 on Thursday night. The Hawks with a puck. And this is Chris McAlpine making his first appearance in the playoffs. The Blues take over. Up to Young. He leaves the puck. And the puck shot in offside. A late hit on McInnes. A very late hit by Kyle Calder. That's why he started coming out of the offensive zone. First period, no score. Taken down. He's on with Dimitra and Mellenby. McInnes sharing defense with Bergevin. Daze leaves the puck. Here's Clem for Brian Sutter's team. Getting the puck ahead, and it's offside Chicago. They have gotten into a rut of a number of offsides here in the last few minutes.
The Hawks are getting a lot more control to the puck because they're coming out to more as a unit. And you'll see here, look at all the Hawks here. 1, 2, 3. They're all back in. Only one guy up high. So when you come together as a unit, you're going to get out of your own zone. You see the Blues 4 guys back right now. But at least the Hawks are coming together. That's why they're getting some forechecking as they're getting able to get some odd man rushes on the Blues. And that's something that they did not do at all in Game 3 as the Blues just dominated. The gaps were so wide between forwards and defense that the Hawks couldn't get anywhere. So tonight they've changed that a lot.
Eastwood on with Nash and Podine. And the puck shot in by Karpatsev. Johnson way out. And along the boards, a battle for the puck. Eastwood run into and driven down by Probert. And Downey runs into Pronger. They both go down. And the puck out of play, and we'll get a little battling there. So this is a very, very physical shift. That's Podine and Sheba Turkin. Probert out there having words with Nash. You can see the Blues coaches are not happy at all.
Well, Sean Podine is being called here for a penalty. But it's right at the blue line. So it's Podine that goes off. But here it is right at the blue line right there. There's the hit from behind. So Probert has been hitting everything in sight. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. And that's why he's in the lineup. So he's been all over hitting many guys. There's a big hit on Mike Eastwood. Proby's got a lot of size and a lot of muscle, so I think very frustrated not being in the lineup for the first 3 games. So he's been very effective so far in this first period.
The third power play for the Blackhawks. The Blues have not had a power play. They're saying the hits are 12-7 Chicago. We know the Hawks are out shooting the Blues 8-0. 14:57 the time of the charging penalty to Sean Podine. Well, the Hawks, from their point of view, better get a goal here pretty quickly, or this first period, in a sense, will be wasted for them.
Yep.
The Blues could get to the dressing room without a power play, killing 3 shorthanded situations, and be scoreless. They'd have to be happy. The puck cleared off of Housley. Here's Eastwood. Partial break. He's in. And Passmore makes a huge save on Mike Eastwood. The first official shot on goal. Housley fires the puck in. Here's Daze along with Scott Young. Then Pronger runs into Daze. Nylander with a puck for the Hawks to Daze. Out of the reach of Calder. Mayer's back. Trying to get a handle on the puck. Cannot. Pronger will take it. Fire it. He hits Calder. Then Housley keeps the puck in. This is Michael Nylander. He's chased by Pronger. The Hawks on the power play. Zomnov to Nylander. No score first period. Back to Zomnov, over to Housley. Now the shot by Nylander and the save by Johnson. Nylander again with a puck for the Blackhawks. 50 seconds to go in the Bodine penalty. Calder centers. Housley a shot. And Johnson a big save there. And a good clear of the rebound. Zomnov, long shot wide as the teams are changing. Now Amante back to the point. Over to Zomnov. Far side for Amante. Pops at the far point. Sullivan in the slot. Amante a shot. Bad save by Johnson. Amante cross-check down by Bergevin. Here's Steve Sullivan. Now we'll get a whistle. Gary Frazier calls a hand pass from out at center ice. 19 seconds to go in the Chicago power play, their third.
Well, as little work as Brent Johnson has had in the first or the last two games, he's getting it made up for it in this first period. The Hawks with 10 shots on goal now, and Johnny has been absolutely outstanding. Very poised, very relaxed in net right now, very confident, and he should be confident after back-to-back shutouts that he's playing very well in this first period.
3:22 to go in the period. The Blues still shorthanded. Blues control. Bergevin and McInnes. Eastwood and Nash. Steve Pops leaves the puck for Tony Amante. Over to John Clem. Back for Pops. The penalty to Bodine just about over. Here is Clem. Ahead to 21-year-old Mark Bell, who's hit by Nash. Gets the puck in. Bodine is on. Blues back at full strength. The battle along the boards. Bell and Nash doing some shoving away from the puck. And they'll stop play. They stop play. The whistle is sounded. Clem holding on the stick of Eastwood. He's not happy. So tempers flaring again, which is certainly not unusual in a hard-fought playoff series. But there's no score, and the Hawks notably are 0 for 3 in the power play. There's Tyson Nash, who's usually in the middle of things.
Well, the Blues need to get some spark, and not having Dallas Drake in the lineup is really going to hurt now. We've been told that Dallas Drake was doubtful for his return. He had a facial laceration, as we all saw, and he's being stitched up, but he's doubtful as his return. The way he wobbled off the ice, I don't think that there's any chance that we're going to see him back tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not only got a facial laceration, but they'd have to be concerned about a head injury further, a concussion of some sort.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many sorts of concussions there are, but a concussion. How's that now? Bell will go to the penalty box. Eastwood is already over there.
Yeah, so it looks like this is, well, they got Clem up on the board too, so it looks like Clem may be getting the extra minor penalty here, so the Blues may find themselves in the power play. So this could be a huge turn of events. Kenny, now the Blues power play has been great, 4 for 14, so if they can get a goal here on the power play, Kenny, what a turn of events. The Hawks would really, you know, be very, very frustrated, to say the least.
It would be a painful blow for the Blackhawks. So the Hawks are 0 for 13 on the power play. The Blues are 4 for 14, and the Blues will apparently have a power play here.
You knew sooner or later that the Blues were going to get a call. The Hawks the first 3 power plays of this period. And I guess you have to look at it. The Hawks deserve to be getting power plays the way they played through the first 20 minutes. But now they put themselves behind the 8 ball. Now the Blues with an opportunity on their own power play.
Clem, Bell, and Eastwood all get roughing penalties at 17:08. So here we go. Can the Blues score on the power play? Pops hands the puck to Pronger. The Blues' only shot on goal. That Mike Eastwood shorthanded breakaway. McInnes to Dimitra. He fires the puck in, on with Mellenby and Tkachuk. Back to Pronger in the corner to Tkachuk. Now to Pavol Demitra. This is the longest the Blues have been in the Chicago end all period. Here's a shot, and McInnes' drive deflects well wide. Tkachuk gets the puck to Mellenby. His pass deflects back to Pronger. He shoots, and that shot knocked away. Now Keith Tkachuk leaves the puck for Pronger, and he can't get it in deep. It hits Sullivan, who loses his stick. Now Pronger ahead for Scott Mellenby, and the puck batted down the ice by Steve Thomas. 2 minutes remaining in the first period. The shots are 10-1 Chicago, and the Hawks are shorthanded. At center ice, Stillman falls down, and play is stopped. And we've got an offside call. Well, do you cook blue? That's the name of the new 35th anniversary commemorative Blues cookbook. The book includes childhood and family photos, cooking tips, and more of your favorite Blues players. The book is on sale at home playoff games, the Blue Note Sports Shop, or at Dearborg's Markets, or go to stlouisblues.com for an order form. Korolev facing off here against Ferraro. A minute 52 to go. Almost a minute left in this Blues man advantage. This is Pronger. He and McInnes on the points. The pass ahead. Ferraro loses the puck. And McInnes does the same. And the Hawks take over and shoot the puck in. So no score here with a minute and a half now left in the period. Here is Doug Waite. His shot deflects off Hobson Chevaturi. Along the boards, Waite. And the puck gloved out by Sullivan, and here's Tom Fitzgerald. But finally the referees both go at the same time. Hey, that's a hand pass. So play stopped with 1:18 left in the first period of game 4 and 26 seconds remaining in Clem's penalty.
You can hand pass the puck in the defensive zone as long as it just goes into the defensive zone, but that one went across the blue line, and that's why. But the power play has been great. The Blues 4 power play goals. In game 3 they had 2 give and go. Melby scoring that one from Tkachuk, and then it was Pavol Demitra on a nice feed by Keith Tkachuk through the slot. That's quick hands by Dimitra, and those were 2 huge goals for the Blues in game 3. But there it is, the Blues 4 for 14. The Hawks have not been scored in 10 power play goals to add 3 on tonight, so they're 0 for 13.
Here's Dimitra to McInnes. The puck gets away. Now McInnes in possession, getting bumped, whips it around behind the net. Mellenby leaves it up to Dimitra under a minute to go, and the pass for Tkachuk knocked away. Pops clearing it away, and Clem is back on. So both teams are at full strength. The final minute of the period, and now we're going to get a whistle. Kerry Fraser looking at the benches. Both teams in the midst of a change. Clem had just come on. With the whistle, Eastwood and Bell can go off, and now Kerry Fraser is waving at the benches. So we'll have to see here.
Now it looks like we're going to get penalties from both sides. In fact, he's calling someone off the Chicago bench and someone off the Blues bench, so it looks like we'll probably be playing 4-a-side, as it's going to be Mellenby that goes off for the Blues, and it looks like it's Sullivan for the Hawks. So these will be coincidental minor penalties, I believe. And they're both going to be ushered to the locker room. So it probably is going to be 4-a-side, but you'll see that both teams, both those going to the box right there. You see they give each other a shot, little hook, and then the linesman right in between them trying to separate them. Well, Kerry Fraser saying we're not going to put up with any of this stuff, so both of them get minor penalties, and we play 4-a-side.
44.4 seconds to go here in the first period. It has been the Blues' personal survivor story here in this game in period 1, no question.
That's what you have to have on the road in a desperate game for the Hawks. You have to have your goaltender come up large, and Brent Johnson has done exactly that here in this first period.
There are the penalties. Hawks with a puck to Clem. Into the corner for Zomnov. Zomnov, Daze, Clem, and Housley. Housley's on the near side. This is Daze knocking the puck down. Young cannot pry it loose. The pass behind Zomnov. So Mellenby and Sullivan both go off for roughing. Pronger with a puck, gives it to McInnes. Ahead for Young. 20 seconds to go in the period. Here's Doug Waite. Waite takes a shot off Clem. Zomnov with Daze. 12 seconds. Zomnov looks for Daze, and the shot tipped wide by Pronger. 5 seconds to go in the period. The Blues send the puck the length of the ice, hustling back, touching it. Karpatsev And he does with a 1/10 of a second to go. So they're going to have a face-off near Blues goaltender Brent Johnson. And as soon as the puck hits the ice, that should be the end of the period.
I think they're going to put some more time up on the clock, Kenny. Maybe another 5/10 of a second, or maybe even a second, because that clock really run out a lot after the whistle went. Right now, Kerry Fraser on the phone at the penalty box talking upstairs to see if this is going to be adjusted. But it looked like to me that there should be a little more than a second on that clock when the whistle was finally blown. There's a good look at the clock.
A little more than a second is a little time, I'll tell you. A very little time.
It's really, you can go straight forward and try to have a quick shot. I can still remember years and years ago watching it, Hockey Night in Canada, and John Beliveau scoring right out with a second left, throwing it right at the net off the face-off and scoring. So it is possible, but we'll have to wait and see how much time they do put on the clock. So they added 0.7 seconds, so it's 0.8. I don't think there's enough time here.
I'm not sure what 7/10 of a second feels like, but I know it isn't very long, and there's not much feeling in that period of time.
Yeah, what's funny about it is it's how long the guy reacts to push the button, though, when he starts the clock.
So the face-off. There it is. That's got to be. Puck hits the ice. That's got to be a second, and it is. So no score in the first period. It turns out to be a period of successful surviving for the Blues. Blues hockey is brought to you.
Chris Pronger, I tell you what, probably the worst period you guys have played in the playoffs. At the same time, it's scoreless, so you got to feel good about it.
Well, definitely. You know, 3 power plays for them, not giving up anything is a pretty good day on the job. Johnny made some great stops for us. We knew they were going to come out running around and banging, and we just needed to weather that storm and get back on them.
I talked to you after game 1. It's funny how this game can go sometimes. In that game, you outplayed the Hawks, came away a loser. Maybe tonight you steal one.
Well, I don't know if we need to steal one yet. It's still 0-0. You know, there's a lot of hockey left, 40 minutes, and, you know, we need to stay out of the box here and be a little bit more disciplined. But, you know, for the most part, you know, get back on them, get the puck in deep, pressure the D, get some hits on them, and try to turn the tables here.
Man, how good is Brent Johnson? They threw everything at you, Chris.
He played well, I'll tell you what. He keeps playing like that. We'll be playing for a while.
Appreciate it, pal. Thank you.
Thank you.
7 scoreless periods for Brent Johnson's scoreless game. Ken Wilson, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, he certainly has. Thanks very much, Rich. Michigan at game 3. The Hawks hoping to finally get a victory here at home in game number 4. The Blues have won 2 of the first 3 games. Before the game, we went to Doug Waite and asked him, what do the Blues have to do to win?
About discipline in your system, playing our system, and not taking penalties, and special teams. And I think the rest takes care of itself. I think you need breaks, you know, to win the Stanley Cup. You need luck, but each series you need certain breaks throughout the series and momentums that carry you through the series. But I think if you do those first 2 things, which is discipline and special teams, in playing your system and staying out of the box and being successful on the special teams, the breaks will take care of themselves.
And the Blues do need some breaks in this game. They got outplayed for the first time in a long time in that first period, but they did also take 3 penalties, and Doug Waite said you got to stay out of the box, so the Blues have got to be careful, but it's hard to not take penalties when you have a forecheck like the Hawks had. So I think they really weathered the storm. Now they need to really take themselves into it, but we talked about composure. Chris Pronger has been outstanding. This is second minor of this series in this game tonight. But you see, look at last year, in the 15 games, 32 minutes in penalties. The year before the same, and in 99-28. So he has been very, very poised, very disciplined, and he's been absolutely outstanding. The last 2 games, on Saturday and Sunday, he was playing as good as I've seen him play, just dominating every shift on the ice.
How does his beard compare to some of the best beards in NHL history?
Not very good, but it's coming. It's coming. If I could grow a beard like that, it would take me about 6 months to 2 years. And it would be spotty, and it would have patches of gray in it.
Oh, sounds exciting. I wouldn't wait that long to see your beard, though. Here's Pops. Both teams are shorthanded to begin the second period. Have you ever grown a beard?
No.
I never have you.
No, I tried, and there's too many spots in it, too many holes.
Here's Kachuk for the Blues. A shot, and Passmore able to make the save. and he holds the puck.
Well, I like this 4-on-4 hockey. Really does favor the Blues, especially when you have Dimitra, Tkachuk, a great combination. You got Young and Waite now with Waite back. A lot of speed out there, so I really like this special way you see Chris Pronger and Al McInnes can jump into play. So this is a good situation. A nice hard shot, quick wrist shot by Keith Tkachuk. Passmore only the second shot of the game. So a good save. Keith Tkachuk looking for his first goal, but he's been a dominant factor in the Blues wins. Taking the body, going to the front of the net, 3 assists, and he's been outstanding.
Now Young unable to get the puck out with Waite, Van Ryn, and Pronger. Here's Phil Housley to Amante with Clem and Fitzgerald. The puck goes the length of the ice. Pronger's got a hustle. He gets there first. Icing is the call against the Blackhawks. First minute of play in the second period. Let's go to Rich Gould.
Well, Kenny, I'll tell you what. Excellent first period by Chicago. The Blues trying to get something going, and I think the shorthanded goals might help them. Goal by periods this series, you can see yourself, even though here they are. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 7 total for the Blues. They've outscored Chicago 7-2, so good work. Again, the crowd quieted down somewhat now. If the Blues, as we keep saying, get the first goal, they will be in excellent shape here. You just get the feeling that Chicago, once they're scored on, might have some trouble against this team, guys.
They very well might have trouble. They've only scored 2 goals in the series, so 1 goal may be enough to win this game.
Here is Housley for the Hawks. Garpacev's pass back to Housley. Now to Fitzgerald. And the backhander wide. Fitzgerald had Amante in front of the net. Garpacev can't keep the puck in. It's Doug Waite with a pass to McInnes. He shoots. Passmore the save. And the rebound trickles just wide. Young over to Doug Waite. Out to Finley. The shot. And a screen shot goes wide. Now Salvador pinches in. Mellenby is back on with Sullivan. Both teams at full strength. Housley for Chicago. The pass to Nylander. Quickly to Sullivan. Back for Michael Nylander. A shot wide. Sullivan a shot. And Johnson has the puck. The light went on. The Hawks think they've scored, and apparently they have. The referee on the scene, Tim Peel, did not appear to make a signal at all. He may go upstairs. The referee did not signal a goal. The light, however, did go on.
But it came off, so he didn't keep it in there. So I think the goal judge's not even sure whether or not that went in. The Hawks think they scored, so this is going to be looked at. These officials are from out of town, too. These are not local officials. But here's the shot. Let's see what it hits. Johnson. Boy, that's inconclusive right there. I can't tell. You see the puck come down, but it looks like it hits something up top. Let's see from the overhead what it hits. It hits Johnson first, as he's not able to get across. Let's see where it goes. Can we see it? I don't see it across the line at all. I don't think it's in. I think it hit the pipe and went straight down because it clearly didn't come into any of this area that I see. I don't think that's a goal, folks.
I don't think there's any question. It went off Johnson, goes up, hits the crossbar. Boom, crossbar, back down. Does not hit Johnson and bound in, but rather comes straight down.
Yep.
There it is.
Didn't go in.
Hits in the crease.
Yeah, it didn't go in at all. Hit the crossbar, came right straight down. Doug Waite talked about breaks. That's a break. But unless they have another look, which I'm sure they don't have any other one, that clearly, to me, Kenny, was not in at all. As you could see, it hit the, and especially from the overhead, too. If you would have saw the puck enter beyond the line, we would have saw it come into frame there, and it never did. So this clearly is no goal.
Now, Kerry Fraser, you see, wants to go inside. By far, Kerry Fraser is the senior official. Now, he's talking to the goal judge. Tim Peel, 20, is talking to the review goal judge upstairs. That's not a bad idea for Kerry Fraser to ask the goal judge behind the goal what he saw and maybe why the light went on.
The overhead, I think, though, Kenny, is the one that they have to look at, because if the overhead, if you would have saw that puck come in, it would have come inside the post. But you see here the shot hits Johnson, and I don't believe he touched the puck at all. You see it would be here somewhere, but it's not anywhere there. It doesn't come into frame at all. So before you know it, now Johnson's got his hand on it. So it clearly didn't come inside. Let's hear the goal cam. This would be the best look. Hits him, pops up. There it is, all the way down. What did it hit? It stayed. It hit his glove. There's no way this went in.
Looks like when it hit his glove, Bernie, and hit the post on the side, that it might have been right over the goal line, but I don't believe there's any sign that it went over the goal line.
You can't tell from there whether that went all the way across the line, so there's no way you could say that's in. Because it had to be clearly in, and there you can't see that's clearly in. So that puck went right into Johnson's glove, which was great, and you can't tell from that angle, and you can't tell from the overhead where the puck was.
So it hits Johnson, flips up, hits the bottom of the crossbar, comes down, hits the inside of the post, then goes in his glove and down to the ice.
So where's his glove? See his glove there, you can't get a good look. The glove was already coming out of the net, so to me, there's no way that you could say that this was in across the line. No way.
I'm wondering why they are taking so much time.
I think what they're trying to do is they're looking at that one that's inside the net. The camera that's inside the net, it looks like it went into his glove, but you can't tell if the puck is completely across the line. There it is, no goal. Clearly the right call here, because this is truly inconclusive. Puck hits up top, and it comes right down into his glove. There it is, and then he pulls it against the post, and now it drops down there. So clearly the right call by the official, because that was clearly inconclusive whether or not that totally crossed the goal line.
And in the end, you have to say,
yep,
wow, a great save by Brent Johnson.
It was. That again, the break hit him in the mask, hit the crossbar, came down. He was able to have his glove inside the net. I really believe, Kenny, possibly if that doesn't hit his glove, it might have been across the line as it came down.
Now play resumes. Blues break out 3-on-2. Kachuk to Dimitra's left. Mellanby on the right. Here's Kachuk, the shot, the save. Dimitra's shot. Bad save. Passmore. Then another save. What a save on Mellanby. Now a shot by Van Ryn. Passmore, another save. Here's Dimitra for the Blues. He shoots, and Passmore grabs the puck and holds on to stop play. And the Blues really coming alive after the Hawks do everything but score.
This is the way to come back after the momentum really changed there, because the puck did not go across the line. So the Blues, this is great work by Mellanby, and how he didn't score there is beyond me, as it just rolled wide, and the Blues kept everything to the net. Passmore, though, I felt was very poised, especially right here on the save on Dimitra. Stood up, made the save, and then skated out of the crease. So a good glory by the Blues, clearly the Blues' best opportunity other than the one single shot that Eastwood had on the breakaway in the first period.
Now you see the Blues with 5 of the first 6 shots on goal in this period. McInnes a shot. Easy stick save for Passmore. Young all over Calder in the corner. Housley can't clear. McInnes a shot deflects to Daze. His pass ahead. Here's Housley up from the defense. Drops the puck. Johnson, huge save on Calder. Back the other way, Scott Young. The pass out of Stillman's reach. Daze works in. Shoots, blocker save, and McInnes clears the rebound. What a job by McInnes. Housley fires the puck into the corner. Blues trying to clear, can't. McAlpine stop. And the rebound cleared by Stillman. Bergevin can't get the puck out. Here's Waite. Over to Young. Young, a snapshot headed wide. Caught, dropped, and covered by Steve Passmore. Boy, what a start to the second period. We're still very early in period 2 of game 4, and there's no score.
A lot of scoring chances already in this second period. Brent Johnson has been great. Passmore made that flurry of saves as the Blues had the one great opportunity with the sustained pressure. But here's the save. This is the shot by Daze off the wing. Johnson with the blocker save. And then there's the rebound. And here it is again now. This is everybody converging on the net. Calder with the puck back to the point. Housley just fired it wide, so the goaltending is getting a lot more work than we saw in game 3. 24 shots now by both teams. The Hawks only had 12 shots total in game 3.
Ferraro out with Mayers and Nash. Pronger and Van Ryn. Monte back to the puck. reach of a Turkin. Mares to Nash. And the shot deflects high and wide. Now Nylander shoots the puck up the board. Sullivan will turn back with it. Whips it around behind the net. Here's Tony Amonte. Amonte up the middle. Korolev ahead. Working in. Nylander puts on the brakes to Karpatsev, and his shot blocked. Pronger is going to go off. Chris Pronger and Ray Ferraro in the neighborhood, and they're going to send Ferraro off. So the Blues will be short-handed.
I thought it was Pronger here, and I think they're going to call Pronger.
Ferraro's been around a long time, and he says, oh no, it was me. Let me take the penalty. And Kerry Fraser comes over to Ray Ferraro and says, we're not going to buy this one. We want your captain.
That was a good try by Ray Ferraro. But clearly a hooking call. Nylander goes down. Chris Pronger in a situation here. You'll see as he just hooks Nylander, pulls him back. Nylander was actually spinning that way, which made it look better than it really was. But you see how Nylander, he's spinning that way anyways. But Pronger with the pull with the stick and the hooking call, the Hawks on their 4th power play.
There's no score here. 3:21 the time. Hawks 0 for 13 in the series. Daze in the corner. To the front of the net, Nylander. The puck fails to reach him. Eastwood has trouble with the puck. Hit by Daze. Then stepping in, Finley, and he does a nice job. Finley with McGinnis, Eastwood, and Bodine. Housley with a pass. Now the puck comes to Calder from Daze. In the corner, Michael Nylander. For Eric Daze. Boy, has he been quiet. To Nylander. Power play, Chicago. Nylander will not shoot very often. Housley. Over to Somnoff. His shot blocked by McInnes, and he clears the puck out. A minute 12 to go in the Chicago man advantage. Here is Nylander. In the corner, McInnes tied up, can't get the puck. Finally does. Chops it away, and Johnson able to smother it. And we'll have a face-off near the Blues goal. Calder and Eastwood having some words, and this is something we've seen a lot of here, really in all 4 games.
The Hawks are really wasting a lot of opportunities, but you see the minor penalties in this series. The Blues have taken 6 already in game 4, so if you look at game 1, they only had 2 minor penalties, and that was kind of a strange game where nothing really happened. But both teams were very, very, I think, tentative in game 1, but since that has changed, the Blues have had the better of the composure. But I think a lot of the Blues penalties tonight have come because of the aggressiveness of the Hawks and the way they forechecked. So certainly when you're on your heels and everybody's coming, you're going to take some penalties. That's what the Blues have tonight.
Zomnoff will try to win this face-off against Jamal Mayers. The Blues dominated in face-offs in games 2 and 3. Chicago was the better team in face-offs in game 1. Somnoff waved out, and they're going to go with Mark Bell against Mayers, who wins the draw. Bergevin. Housley keeps the puck into Sullivan. Blues can't clear. Housley to Somnoff. Back for Housley. Over far side to Somnoff. The crowd waiting for a shot. Amonte takes it, and Johnson in position. Young fires the puck around the boards, kept in by Somnoff to Housley. He shoots, blocked in front, and the Blues clear the puck out. Boy, there have been a lot that the Blues, Bernie, have not let get to Brent Johnson.
Yep.
Blues intercept, and Bergevin a shot stopped by Passmore. The penalty to Pronger over in a dozen seconds. Alex Somnoff poke check, that's offside, and the whistle stops play.
When Brent Johnson is playing his best, he's letting the puck come to him, and that's what he's doing tonight. He's not over aggressive. He's standing his position. Look at the movement here. Just let him hit the puck. Puck hits him. and just goes back into the corner. There's no rebounds falling in front of the net, so great job by Johnson, who is getting much stronger as this series goes on. Had 2 perfect games, obviously, with the 2 shutouts, and tonight he's been absolutely outstanding. The Hawks now with 15 shots on goal through the first 25 and change here of this game.
Here's John Clem. The pops, then the puck knocked away by Eastwood. He falls down, and Clem with the puck. Ahead too far for Thomas. Kachuk leaves the puck, and Pronger can't reach it. This is Igor Korolev. The Blues are changing to John Clem. He'll slap the puck in. On the boards, Fitzgerald flips it against the glass, gets the puck again. Into a huge crowd. Here's Dimitra and Korolev. Now Pops pinches in a shot. Blocked in front. Pops again, a shot. And Johnson able to make the save. And there's no rebound.
Steve Pops has had a couple of good opportunities tonight already. And here he follows up on his own shot, gets his own rebound, and then fires this one high at Johnson. You see here the first shot comes right back to him as he stays with it. Now good position by Johnson, standing up. He's got the angle covered very well, square to the shooter, and the puck hit him right in the chest and then just stayed there. So good work again by Brent Johnson.
So both teams are at full strength. We're approaching the 6-minute mark in the second period. Neither team has scored. Detroit will play later tonight in Vancouver. And of course the Canucks lead that series 2-1. That's the only other game in the Western Conference.
It's amazing. Boston was ahead 3-1 against Montreal, and Montreal now it's 4-3 Montreal.
The Blues trying to get out of their own zone and are unable to initially. Then Pronger, the pass to Eastwood. Ahead to Dimitra. To Eastwood, and the pass out of his reach. Puck kept in by Van Ryn. Then the Hawks. Amante gives it away. Kachuk waits in front of Passmore, robs Dimitra. Oh, baby. What a save by Steve Passmore to rob Pavol Demitra. Pronger back to touch the puck. Icing is the call, and Steve Passmore here in Chicago gets a standing ovation.
Passmore going to break there, but look at this. Keith Kachuk on the turnover, takes the shot, and then goes around and passes this right across to Dimitra. And look at the left pad save by Passmore, as it looked like the Blues had a sure goal there. And what a save by Passmore to keep the Hawks scoreless here.
Here's Housley getting the puck ahead. Pronger takes it. Stillman shoots it in. Stillman up front on this line with Wade and Young. Pronger falls down. Backhands the puck in. Housley with it. On defense with another former Blues defenseman, Chris McAlpine. Amante hit by Finley, and Stillman dumps it in. Passmore, originally drafted by Quebec 10 years ago, gets the puck to Amante. Now to McAlpine and on to Nylander, and he clears the zone. And the puck shot right back in by Doug Weight. And the Blues are changing. 7:10 gone in the second period. There's no score here in game 4. This is Tony Amante to McAlpine. The shot deflected into the corner. Nash trying to get the puck. Amante ends up with it to Michael Nylander with Sullivan. And then Mayer's hit by Chebaturkin, but the puck at center ice for Karpatsev. To Chebaturkin, back to Karpatsev, ahead to Amante. And Nylander runs into Nash, and it is offside. Chicago. Tony Amante, who's been an Ironman in this league, the former New York Ranger who could be a free agent at the end of the season, has still been pretty quiet in this series.
He's getting a little more skating room tonight, though. He's had a couple of shots on goal. But again, here he's breaking himself away, and that's what he has to do. He has to be an opportunist and kind of float around until you see himself. And now here he goes. He's got quick acceleration, makes a good play here to McAlpine. I don't know how this shot was redirected in front, but at least Amonte's able to handle the puck tonight. which he hasn't been able to do in the first 3 games.
Here's Vladimir Chebaturkin, the ex-Blues defenseman. They've got Housley, McAlpine, and Chebaturkin on defense tonight for Chicago. They have all played with the Blues. Finley gets a high stick from Aaron Downey, and there's going to be a penalty against the Chicago forward, Aaron Downey.
The Hawks are going to be penalized here. Finley took a high stick from Downey. So the Blues get just their second opportunity on the power play. Now, Kenny, this could be a huge turning point in the game, but there's the one hand on his stick, and he gets his stick up there. Oof. I guess the reaction by Finley could show there that the stick actually hit him in the face. So just the second time the Hawks are shorthanded tonight, so the Blues have an opportunity. Boy, it'd be huge. This would be huge.
The Blues getting the first goal in game 2, again in game 3, winning both. And all that they've been through tonight, they still have the opportunity to get the first goal in this game, which is already 28 minutes old. We're at the 8-minute mark of the second. Downey high sticking. The Blues 0 for 1. Johnson the save. McInnes with a puck. He and Pronger on the points. Dimitra, Mellanby, and Tkachuk up front. The puck shot in. 20 bounce off the glass, and the play is stopped. Referee Kerry Frazier stops play. The net came loose behind Steve Passmore, so the Blues get a break. The clock stops. They're on the power play, and they'll have a face-off near Passmore.
There's the Blues fine equipment trainer, Bert Godin. And we had so much to do on Sunday, we forgot to wish him a happy birthday. So a belated happy birthday wish to Bert Godin, whose birthday was on Sunday. So what a job he does, and does a lot of work, a lot of extra work too now in the playoffs. A lot of the kids from Worcester are up, so you get extra bodies in the locker room. So extra work for the guys, and him and his assistant Eric Beckdahl do a great job for the Blues.
Dimitra, Blues power play, no score. Tkachuk, Dimitra. The shot blocked. Pronger in front. Lone man at the blue line. McInnes. Tkachuk to McInnes. He just has to dump the puck in. Deep. Clem clears it up the boards. Pronger keeps it in, and diving Korolev to get it out. Here's Scott Mellanby. There's a minute 15 to go in the power play. Mellanby shoots the puck in off Pop's arm. Dimitra to Mellanby. Mellanby looking for room, goes to Dimitra, and Korolev intercepts and shoots the puck the length of the ice. Both teams are changing. The Blues in the series 4 for 15 on the power play. Chicago without a power play goal, and they haven't scored since game 1. Here's McInnes. He'll flip the puck into the corner. It dies. Cleared up the boards. Not out. Pronger. McInnes, the shot, and it deflects off a skate. Played by Stillman, back to Pronger, over to McInnes, to Stillman, and Passmore makes a save. Boy, it looked like Stillman had a lot of room when he got the puck. Looked like he had a lot of room. He hesitated, and then there was less room.
He actually did all the right things, and this is one of those sticks that when you get a pass, it's always going to wobble, especially a hard pass like this. He did everything right to settle it. Now he knows he's got to go high on Passmore, and he just didn't get it high. And you knew right away his reaction was he didn't get it up. He knew he had to get it up there, but he mishandled it. Passmore came across with a big mitt there, was able to knock it down, but Stillman knew he had to get this up. He just failed to do that, and that's a missed opportunity, but Stillman did everything right here, folks, on this. He just didn't get it up high enough on the play, and you can see his reaction. He knew it right away.
26 seconds remaining on the power play. There is Corey Stillman, picked up last season from Calgary. He is out there on the power play. McInnes, Waite on the points. Young, Ferraro, and Stillman up front. It's been a big night for that young man, Steve Passmore, the 29-year-old goalie. making his first Stanley Cup playoff start. Waite has the puck get away. A 2-on-1. McInnes back. Sullivan on the left wing. Here's Fitzgerald. It's a 3-on-1. Oh, baby. What a play by McInnes, blocking Clem's shot. Young over to Ferraro. Ferraro waits, looking for a trailer. Not there. The Blues are changing. Tough break. Now the Hawks about ready to get back to full strength. Puck flipped into the corner by Young. Downey's back on. Stillman to Scott Young. He'll shoot. That deflects high over the glass and into the crowd to stop play with 9:53 remaining in the second period. Game 4 of the Western Conference quarterfinals. The Blues and Hawks are scoreless.
Aggressive. Doug Waite goes in, gives up a 3-on-1 here, but a great job by Al McInnes to slide and block the shot. So a great play here. Fitzgerald moving the puck back. This was not played very well by the Hawks at all. Clem shoots it right at McInnes, so a great play by McInnes, and Blues dodge a bullet there. Shorthanded effort by the Hawks.
9:53 left, second period. Into the corner, Tkachuk trying to center, fails against Pops. Now Mellenby in front, and Passmore able to smother the puck. Tkachuk viciously trying to get his position in front of the net. That's what he does best.
Well, this has all the makings right now of a game that the goaltending has been so good that we're going to have a strange break and a puck's going to go in, and this almost was it. As that puck by Mellenby just threw back to the front of the net and hit the side of the net, came back out front, and Passmore did a good job finding it and then hanging on to it.
Blues big line. Dimitra, Mellenby, Tkachuk out there. And the puck to center ice. Here's Pronger. Now gloved down by Thomas with Korolev and Fitzgerald. Over to Pops. Shot wide. Mellenby leaves the puck for Tkachuk. He can't clear. Clem centers, and Pronger intercepts. The Blues captain ahead off the stick of Mellenby into the corner with John Clem. Now there is the Blues. Dimitra leaving the puck. Here's Nash. He's got a dump with a leg of Pops. And Mellenby centering, and the Hawks intercept. And the puck shot down the ice by Steve Thomas. Al McInnes back to touch it. The whistle, icing against Chicago. Still no score here in the second period. Let's go to Rich Gould.
Tebow, the $3 million goalie, not playing tonight for Chicago. Brian Sutter wished he'd have pulled him earlier in Game 3. Passmore has been fantastic. You saw 3 terrific saves. And take a look. Regular season, both very even between Johnson and Tebow. But in the playoffs, Brent Johnson has done a marvelous job. It was Brian Sutter quoted in the papers locally saying he wishes he'd have gone to Passmore just to change the flow of the game. Passmore tonight has been stellar, especially this period.
Offside Chicago, delayed call. Now they'll blow the whistle, and we'll have a neutral faceoff. 8:45 to go in the second period. Don't miss Blues OT following the game with Patrick Clark. It's a comprehensive look at tonight's game with highlights and commentary. Don't miss Blues OT following the game on WB 11. Ken Wilson, Bernie Federko, and Rich Gould here at United Center. Game number 4. Hawks won the first game in St. Louis 2-1. The Blues then shut out Chicago at home 2-0. And here Sunday night and beat the Hawks 4-0. Nash fans. Karpatsev, he's on defense with Cheva Turkin. Shoots the puck out. Bodine gloves it down, plays it to Van Ryn, and on to Pronger. Up to the right wing. The puck skips by Bodine and Karpatsev, who won a Stanley Cup in '94 with the Rangers, gets the puck, gets it ahead. Daze tied up. Here's Al McInnes. Shot off a stick wide. Kyle Calder gets hit by Stillman. Bergevin with a puck. He'll shoot it in. This is Cheva Turkin. Chicago is changing. To Zomnov, over to Amante. He'll hand the puck to Bergevin. He has to hesitate. If he would have shot it in immediately, it would have been offside. Young to wait. And he'll backhand the puck in. This is a far cry from the early going in the first period, when the Blues were totally dominated. The first 8 shots went to Chicago. The shots in the first period were 10-1 Chicago. The puck knocked down by a high stick, and that is the whistle.
And the Blues now with 13 shots in this second period, so all of a sudden the shots are pretty even. 17 for the Hawks and 14 for the Blues now.
In other words, the Hawks' great start hasn't proven to help them really.
No, it sure hasn't at all. There's the update here. You'll see in the one final just ended now. Montreal has defeated the Boston Bruins, so they take a 2-1 lead in that series. A 4-3 victory for the Montreal Canadiens.
The Islanders with a big lead at home tonight over Toronto. They're down 2-0 in that series. They have a 6-1 lead over the Leafs. So it looks like the Islanders will get their first win in that Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. Here's Pronger for the Blues, up to Tkachuk. His pass flutters into the Blues bench, and that stops play. Let's tell you about the Bleed Blue Rally Towel Night. It's Thursday, Game 5 at Savas Center. Blues and Hawks at 6, and all of you will receive a free Bleed Blue Rally Towel, courtesy of Page Sports, Entertainment, and UMB Bank. Tickets start at only $20, and be part of the towel waving frenzy on Thursday when the series returns to Savas Center for game number 5.
There's a St. Louis Blues fan, one of the top seats in the building, wearing a Blues jersey right down against the glass.
He must know somebody.
You bet.
Now the puck on the stick of Tkachuk. He has trouble. Clem doesn't see the puck. It's back to Dimitra, the shot. And that deflects off Clem. The backhander wide by Mellenby. Here's Van Ryn to Dimitra. In front, Tkachuk, the shot. Oh, Passmore's glove. And Korolev can't clear. Van Ryn has trouble. Fitzgerald gets the puck out. Boy, Passmore, a big save there. Both teams are changing. Blues clear the puck into the Chicago end. Fox dumps it out. Here's Thomas. Pronger shoots it in. It's well offside. A delayed call. Karpatsev, a long pass off the stick of Nylander. And the puck cleared ahead to Nash. He gets stopped, and it is offside. Chicago. So still no score here. And 6:25 to go in the second period. What a save, Bernie, moments ago by Steve Passmore.
Passmore's been brilliant. The Blues getting a lot of opportunities in this second period. And it's the big line that's been out there. This one here, Keith Tkachuk. You see the save, but I don't know how Passmore even saw that shot. Tkachuk did everything else. Mellenby going to the front of the net. But look at this. Mellenby standing right in front of him. Look at how he looks around him and then sees that, gets that mid on it. What a save there. He didn't have any idea where the puck was, so he's just sprawling around. But it's been great goaltending by both these guys. See Passmore's record his last 13 games of the season, so he really is coming off a fine end to his season.
Passmore also has played in the National Hockey League with Edmonton and Los Angeles, but not a lot of experience. Blues control. Finley is out there with McInnes. He'll flip the puck ahead, and that's offside. Well offside on the pass to Eastwood.
We've got a number of St. Louis fans here. Tim is here. He wants to say hello to his daughter Morgan, his wife Sarah back in St. Peter's. Jerry Jasic, the senior vice president of the Blues in finance, he's here. He wants to say hello to his son Alex. We want to wish Dr. Rick Wright, the Blues orthopedic doctor, a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Let's see, Coco, Uncle Fuster, Spanky, Bitterman, and Pete Jackson. This is hi to all of them from Feldman, Mackey, Deeps, and Stepp.
Look at that Spanky right there. It kind of looks like a Spanky.
It could be.
Great to have so many Blues fans up here in Chicago for game number 4. This one is still scoreless. Pronger flips the puck ahead. Clem will cart back. John Clem picked up as a free agent by the Hawks last summer. The battle at center ice for the puck. And the Blues get it to Nash. He'll shoot the puck in. Backboard is Chebaturkin. Second period of play. 5:52 to go. And the puck shot in by Bell. Johnson kicks it ahead. Tkachuk run down. Hit hard by Probert. Bell stapled to the boards by Finley, who's hacked by Downey. And Tkachuk takes the centering pass. He'll try to move around Housley. Housley's still very quick. Tkachuk stays with the puck in the corner. Now to Ferraro. And the pass for Pronger knocked away. Pronger sends the puck in the corner. Probert is really in limited duty tonight. Been throwing his weight around. And he gets the puck. Takes a funny bounce to Calder. He can't clear. Van Ryn right on. What a save by Passmore. Here comes Chicago. Unable to work in Calder. Good play Pronger. Housley to Calder. He'll deflect the puck in. Johnson gets it. Up to Pronger. He's stopped by Calder. Flips the puck ahead. And it's Ferraro. A pass behind Young. Now Van Ryn. A pass behind Stillman. And the Blues are offside at the Chicago line. We're down to 4:46 to go. It's the second period, and there's no score.
He writes that little thing, keep rolling Blues. Those sticks would fall over and kind of tumble down, so Eric always puts the pucks there so they don't fall over, but he always puts a little message on it, so let's keep those Blues rolling.
There's no score in this game. Game 4. Mellanby with the puck on with Dimitra and Tkachuk. Mellanby a shot. Passmore the save. Rebound to Igor Korolev. Up the wing by Thomas. And McInnes back to get the puck. He's out there with Finley. Here's Mellanby. Ahead, Dimitra tips the puck in. The Blues are changing. And this is Karpatsev around to Thomas. Puck kept in by Eastwood. Thomas knocks it down. Finley at the point, a shot wide. Back for the puck, Alexander Karpatsev. Now Podine trying to get the puck to Nash. Unable to. Thomas can't get it. Nash tied up. And here's Steve Thomas. He hits Eastwood with a puck. And then finally just lifts it out. Tipped in by Korolev. 3:45 to go, second period. Finley accepts the pass from McInnes. Puck shoveled in by Nash. Sullivan ahead. Tip to Nylander. Into the corner. Johnson partially fans. Nylander centers. And the puck batted away. And cleared out and down the ice by Tyson Nash. Chebaturkin back to touch it. And an icing call against the Blues with 3:20 to go. In the second period, still no score. Fans, summer school was never so cool. It's the St. Louis Blues Summer Hockey School. US Ice Sports Complex in Chesterfield will be the site August 5th through the 10th. Youth hockey players from mites to bantams will be able to hit the ice for a week-long instructional school headed by St. Louis Blues alumni. For more information, call the Blues Summer School hotline at 314-622-2515. The Blues have had the better chances in this period. Here's a Housley shot caught by Johnson. The Blues have had more shots in this period, and the shots are just about even now after the Hawks outshot the Blues handily 10-1 in the first period.
Clearly this game has become very even now. Brent Johnson really was a solid wall in that first period when the Blues really needed him, and all of a sudden now we're still scoreless, and really the tide has turned. It's a very even game now.
And at the other end, Steve Passmore here in the second has had a very strong period for the Hawks. Blues' only shot in the first period, by the way, was a breakaway for Mike Eastwood. The Galpine shot deflects high. He gets the puck again. Another shot blocked. Boy, the Blues are blocking a lot of shots in this series. Here is Sullivan. He's got Amante in front. Nylander tips the puck. And Van Ryn gets it ahead to Stillman. Stillman over to Van Ryn, but it's offside. The Blues offside at the Blackhawks blue line.
Brent Johnson, you see him this series in game 1, only 19 shots and then 26. A real breather in game 3. The Blues were absolutely dynamite in front of him. Only 12 shots tonight, 18 saves already. So this has been the game that the Blues really have called the most on him, and he really has come up with a large effort. You see the amount of shutouts, shot clock, 4 shutouts in the 16 games that he's played. So Brent's only 2 behind already. He's only played 4 playoff games.
He might set the new mark next week.
Exactly.
Now the Blues, Bergevin clears the puck out. Pops will go down the ice after it to touch it. Icing against the Blues, who will meet the Hawks in Game 5 Thursday night at Savas Center.
And hopefully they'll have a 3-1 lead on Thursday night in Savas. But as I said earlier, this is all the makings of a strange goal happening at some point in time. When you have great goaltending at both ends, all of a sudden you get a strange bounce, and what Doug Wade talked about, a break. You need breaks to win games, and the Blues have got a good bounce. The one that hit Brent Johnson in the mask, hit the post and came back, that they reviewed to see if it was a goal. So right now, that's clearly the difference in the game.
We have not seen overtime yet in this series. Shevaturkin clears the puck out. Now Calder can't get around McInnes. Bergevin hit by Zamnov, gets the puck to Al McInnes. He's got a little room, not a lot, a little. And Eastwood will clear the puck out. Clem tied up on the boards. Here's Mike Eastwood with Tyson Nash. Eastwood around Zamnov, and Shevaturkin back to take the puck. He'll fire it, and it'll go the length of the ice. Back to touch it, Pronger, and this icing is against Chicago. Well, folks, the next playoff pep rally will be on Thursday. It'll begin outside Savas Center at 4:30. You can enjoy drinks, food, and live music by Paint the Earth. It's sponsored by Bud Light, The River, and Fox Sports Net. And I predict that there'll be an appearance by Bernie Federko at the Blues playoff pep rally before Game 5 on Thursday.
What a prediction. Are you stepping out of line by saying that?
I'm going out on a limb a little bit. I could get my wrist slapped, but I feel pretty good about your appearance. Fact is, I'm apt to be standing next to you.
There's a good chance.
Now Van Ryn fakes the shot. Passes behind the net. Pops gets in the way. Tkachuk centers, and the puck slides to the blue line. Kept in by Pronger. Tkachuk and Pops. Pops gets good position. Then a little bump by Dimitra. Here's Mellanby in front, tipped away. Van Ryn, a shot, oh, and it goes wide. Pronger, a shot off the stick of Passmore into the corner. Mellanby gets the puck from Dimitra. Good work. Good strength there by Mellanby. Dimitra shoots. He scores. Oh, baby. Pavol Demitra. He scores again. And the Blues lead Game 4, 1-0.
What a play by Pavol Demitra. What a quick shot. And all that hard work by the Hawks really looks tough now as Dimitra with a quick shot as he came into the center, took the pass, pulled it down, and then just fired it past Passmore. The Blues with a 1-0 lead with just 1:17. But look, this pass was elevated in the air, hit Dimitra, stayed with it, puck was rolling. He still was able to fire it past Passmore, and what a goal by Dimitra.
What a job by Mellanby along the boards. Use that strength even to get position and get the puck. So the Blues have gone through a lot in this game. Really spent 20 minutes surviving, and they end up getting the first goal. Nash in the corner. Loses the puck. Here comes Chicago. And the puck shot by Shevaturkin. Johnson drives it up the boards. Amante, a heavy hit there. And the puck under the Blues player. That's Tyson Nash.
We talked about a game of breaks, and Chris Pronger did such a good job before this to keep the puck in, and that's what led to this Pavol Demitra goal. But that puck was cleared up the middle, and Pronger with that long reach, he was able to reach across the blue line and keep this in. But here's the play. As this puck was going out, this is just prior to the goal. Pronger reaching for it right there, keeping it in, and then throwing it back into the corner. You see the linesman in right on the line, waving it off, and this is what the goal was scored as the puck was kept in. Mellanby coming around the net is able to pick it up right here, and they kept it in for the pressure, stayed in the entire time here And this is what led to the goal as Dimitra was able to fire it back into the middle. But here's the play right here. Mellby getting it, picking it up. And you'll see Dimitra now coming into the frame, taking it off his body and snapping it right in. So what a play by the guys cycling the puck down low, and what a play by Chris Pronger keeping it in.
That falls under that category. One thing leads to another. 48.7 seconds left. Second period, the Blues lead it. 18:43, the time of Dimitra's third goal from Mellby and Pronger. With the puck, Al McInnes. Shots in this period favoring the Blues. 17-8, loose puck. Eastwood, Bodine to the net, the pass. Oh, he can't quite get the puck on net. And Cheba Turkin ends up in the goal with Passmore as it comes loose, and that's the stoppage in play. What a chance there for Mike Eastwood and Sean Bodine.
Boy, what an opportunity. Really a 2-on-0 it ended up being as the Hawks were caught. Cheba Turkin up at the red line. But there he is, how Cheba Turkin, see how he's caught. Nylander goes in, puck comes around, and now it's everybody by. Bodine goes past Cheba Turkin, and I think he got a piece of it with his stick and deflected it over the stick of Bodine. But there it is. Yes, what a job by Cheba Turkin as he was able to lay down and reach out and deflect that puck over Bodine's stick.
36.6 seconds to go. Second period. Here's Tkachuk to McInnes. He's got some room and feeds to the net, the save, and the Amante with a puck. 27 seconds to go in the period. The Zamnov to Amante, the shot, the save, rebound, baby! What a save there. That might be the best of them all for Brent Johnson.
What a save by Johnson. Al McInnes got caught up ice, and this became a odd man rush by the Hawks. A nice play into the middle. You see the shot here by Amante. Now the rebound comes right out, and Brent Johnson, look at this save, reaching up with that glove and then keeping his glove out of the net. So a huge save to keep this game with the Blues with a 1-0 lead. But there it is. I don't know if that would have counted. It looked like it was kicked towards the net, so it might have not counted anyway. Yeah, it wouldn't have counted as Sullivan, I believe, kicked it towards the net, but still, it was a great save.
We're still going to count it, huh?
Absolutely. It's still a save. It's a save. It wouldn't have been a goal, but it's still a save.
Here is Housley. I think we've just gotten into a philosophical discussion there. If you kick it and it can't be a goal, but it can be a save. Or can it not be a save? 6 seconds to go. I like it as a save. Now the puck at the blue line. Hawks can't keep it in, and that's going to do it. That is the end of the second period. Dimitra scores at 18:43, and after 40 minutes, the Blues on top, 1-0. Hey, Hawk. Dimitra slides the puck in, and back to play it is defenseman Steve Pops. He leaves the puck for Alexander Karpatsev. Korolev gets it ahead to Fitzgerald, broken up by Van Ryn, and the Hawks regain possession. Here's Igor Korolev. He's bumped by Van Ryn. Johnson pokes the puck to Van Ryn. He can't get around Korolev. Now Thomas a pass, and that's deflected away. And Karpatsev goes back for the puck as both teams are changing. Pops an errant pass, so Karpatsev has to hurry back into the corner. Up the wing to Amante. In the middle to Nylander. Bergevin hits him, and Eastwood goes back for the puck to Al McInnes. And the puck shot into the Chicago zone could be icing, and it is, as Clem touches the puck first with a third period 1 minute and 3 seconds old. Bleed Blue Madness is back. This is your chance to be creative and display how you bleed blue during the Stanley Cup playoffs. There are 4 categories you can enter: business, home, school, and vehicle. You simply submit a photo of your entry. It'll be posted on stlouisblues.com, and the best entries per category will receive 2 tickets to a playoff game. For all the details, log on right now to stlouisblues.com. There's some examples from last season. That's a fun contest. Bleed Blue Madness. Blues up 1-0. Game 5 Thursday night in St. Louis. The Islanders win 6-1 at home tonight. They trail Toronto 2-1 in that Eastern Conference series. The Islanders had 5 of their 6 goals on the power play. Here's Sullivan for Chicago. To Amante. The puck swept away by Bergevin. Not out. Kept in by Chevaturkin. Now to Nylander. A shot. And Johnson gets just enough of that. And the Blues clear the puck the length of the ice. Jersey wins at home after losing 2 in Carolina. They've come back to win 2. That's 2-2 in that series. Icing here against the Blues.
Now, what the Blues don't want to do here is sit back and play defense in their own zone. A shot from Nylander. Johnson just a piece of it. And I don't know if that just went out or did it hit the post, but it went right through him. Here, a better look from this angle. The shot through his glove or off his pad and then kicked into the corner. One of the two. Maybe we'll get a better look here from this angle, off his pad and then out the far side. So an interesting shot there. Whew.
You thought he was going to catch it.
Yeah. Did it drop? Looks like maybe it was a knuckler.
Here is Pronger to Mellanby. He'll tip the puck out. Montreal won at home. They lead Boston 2-1. Mellanby tips the puck away from Zomnoff at the last minute up to Tkachuk. He moves in, slowed up by Pops. Now here's Dimitra, and the play broken up. Calder can't get around Mellanby. And this is Alex Zomnoff. He'll slide the puck to the side of the net. Johnson drives it up the boards and down the ice. Philadelphia, Ottawa, of course, did not play tonight. Ottawa leads that series 2-1. So there's your summary of the 4 Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. Here's McAlpine to Bell with Downey and Probert, and they're offside at the St. Louis blue line. Well, McDonald's a proud sponsor of Blues hockey, and at McDonald's we love to see you smile. I recognize him from somewhere. He's got a little tan, Bernie.
Yeah, he does. He should.
Yeah. Of course, Detroit is playing at Vancouver. No report yet from out west.
Yeah, that game is just going to start at 9:30 local time, so they're 7:30 in Vancouver, so it's going to be about to start right now. No score. 9 minutes left between Colorado and LA. Colorado leads that series 2-1.
San Jose leads Phoenix 2-1. The Blues are hoping in a matter of a few minutes to lead this series 3-1. Centering. Oh, and the pass from Waite. And Young is tied up. Waite, Young, and Stillman. And Pops intercepts. Check it, make it Housley. Up to Sullivan. He can't get around McInnes, and Waite back to get the puck. He fires it up the boards, and it deflects the length of the ice. Out comes Passmore, shoveling the puck to Housley. Teams changing. Sullivan to Amante. And a good job by Johnson, staying on the post to make the save. Housley keeps the puck in, intercepted by Ray Ferraro. To Mayers. He loses the puck, and it comes out to Mike Van Ryn, who gives the puck to Pronger, who gives it back to the rookie. And he'll shoot it in right on, and Passmore the save. The team's completing a line change. Here's Van Ryn, a shot, and a stick save by Passmore, and the puck goes into the crowd. 16:37 to go in the third period. Blues up 1-0. Here's that Auto Tire scoreboard summary.
Well, there it is, Montreal. You see the 6 goals there, 5 power play goals, as you mentioned. Jersey ties that series at 2. You see there's no score. Colorado and LA, and then of course this game is just going to start in another about 10 minutes. Now, Brent Johnson has been very sharp. This is Tony Amante coming in. Look at Brent Johnson standing up right against the post. Not going to score when you stand like that. Good goaltending, good solid goaltending by Brent Johnson.
Now Ferraro is out there between Stillman and Mayers. The Blues lost Dallas Drake to injury in the first period. He's been taken to the hospital with a head injury. Now the Blues quickly change. Housley into the corner to Clem. His pass hits Mayer's skate, and Housley covers up. Left wing to Probert. In the middle. Bell to Daze, and the shot high off the glass. Probert run into by Mayers. The puck to Bell. To Housley, the shot off the skate of Stillman. Pronger hit by Probert. Probert can't play the puck. Pronger gets in his way. Bell runs Finley, and the puck to Ferraro. And it's deflected to Stillman. He'll take a long shot, and Passmore the save. Both teams are changing. Now Steve Pops ahead, and the puck ends up on Korolev's stick. He's alone. Hawks are changing. McInnes blocks the shot. His pass ahead, and they're going to say Podine was over the red line ahead of the puck, and Podine says, no, my gosh, I was on the red line. Tonight, following Blues OT, join Catherine Jamberetz and Melanie Moon with all the day's latest news. Patrick Clark is on the sports desk, and Gary Seith has weather. That's tonight on WB11 News at 9. Ken Wilson, Bernie Federko are at United Center in Chicago. The Blues trying to walk in here and take games 3 and 4 from the Hawks on their home ice. The Hawks have not scored since the 1-1 tie was broken with 3:10 to go in the first game. Karpatsev getting that goal to give Chicago a 2-1 win. In front, Bodine can't gain control. Now sends the puck to the net, and Passmore the save. Here's Tony Amonte. Back to the defense to McAlpine. Remember, Lyle Odeline sitting this one out with a suspension, and the referee at center ice stops play.
Blues.
Puck going out of play.
The Blues still have done a great job on the big players. Tony Monte, one of those again. Goaltending has been great at both ends, but Monte off the scoreboard again. Daze, 38 goals this season. Monte, 27. Shamnov. I mean, when you shut down the best players on the other team, you're going to win games.
Now Pronger leaves the puck for Van Ryn up to Tkachuk. Too far for Dimitra. Korolev sends the puck behind the net. Pronger gets clipped. We're going to get a penalty. The penalty will be against Chicago. Korolev touches the puck. The penalty called way out at center ice. Gary Frazier was near the net. He does not make the call, but the other referee, Tim Peel, does.
I think it's going to be Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, you see right coming across with Pronger the hit. You see there the stick up and caught Pronger on the back of the helmet, the shaft of the stick. So the Blues will go on the power play. Be nice to get one here.
Oh, wouldn't it? 5:10 the time, and I guess he high sticked him. As high in the air as Pronger is, when you hit the helmet like that with your stick, that's a high stick.
He's trying to actually get over his head with it. He was trying to get his stick up above the head of Pronger. He couldn't do it. Pronger's too tall. As we saw in the interview with Rich Gould, Chris Pronger on skates, though, which are going to give you a little more height, but Rich Pronger's a tall guy.
Rich was standing, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Not on a stool.
No.
So the Blues have a power play. They are 0 for 2 tonight. Pavol Demitra, the only goal at 18:43 of the second period. Fitzgerald, the high sticking penalty. Here's McInnes. He and Pronger on the points. Dimitra's over on the far wing. He takes the pass. Now to Tkachuk offside. The other forward is Mellenby.
And I don't believe that the Blues do have a shot on goal on the power play tonight. They're 0 for 2, but I don't think they even have a shot on goal. And if they do, it wasn't a very good one by any means. I know that the first power play they did not have a shot on goal because it was in the first period. So the Hawks,
that's a very good conclusion.
Yeah, so the Hawks have done a good job with the penalty kill tonight.
The Blues' only shot on goal in the first period was a shorthanded breakaway for Mike Eastwood. Here's Al McInnes to Pavol Demitra. Back for McInnes. Not a lot of room there with Zomnov. Over to Pronger. Mellenby. Tkachuk's in front. He can't get the puck there. Now Dimitra nearly in front. Here's the shot, and that's knocked down, and Amante clears the puck away. We're coming up on the 6-minute mark of the third period. The Blues are up 1-0 here in game 4. They lead the series 2-1. Into the corner goes the puck. This is Korolev, the Russian, and he'll shoot the puck the length of the ice. .57 seconds to go in the man advantage. Waite leaves the puck. Al McInnes wrists it in. Passmore unable to control it. Waite and Young on the boards. Back to the point. Salvador ahead now for Young in the corner to Waite. Back for Salvador over to McInnes. Now to Salvador. He shoots the deflection wide. Karpatsev tied up by Young. Plays the puck to Steve Sullivan. The Hawks are shorthanded. And Sullivan shoots the puck in. Fitzgerald will be out of the box in 12 seconds. Blues not getting much done here with a power play. Stillman shoots it in. On the boards is Waite. Zomnov can't clear. Whoa, and that shot gets through. Bodine, but able to grab the puck. Passmore. Close call for the Hawks. We're down to 12:49 to go in the third period, and the Blues have the lead 1-0. The 2002 Stanley Cup playoffs right here on WB11 KPLR TV. Van Ryn sends the puck behind the net. Both teams are at full strength now. Mayers battling with Zomnov. In comes Ferraro. The puck behind the net, left for McAlpine. His pass ahead ends up on the stick of Zomnov from Daze, and it's offside. Boy, the Hawks have had a lot of offside calls tonight. That's been one thing that's hurt them.
And that's a good job there, as they not giving the blue line. That's what happens when you don't give the blue line. Zomnov had to make that extra stick handle, and that's why they went offside. But the Blues getting chances. This is the one Podine shot that went through Passmore, but actually hit the side of the net. Here's Passmore again from the overhead. Hit him, went through, and could have just as easily have gone in as it went through his legs and hit the inside, or I should say the outside of the netting.
The Blues could use an insurance goal to be sure. 12:15 to go. Third period. The puck comes from Bergman to McInnes. Ahead, tipped in by Podine. And here is John Clem. He's on defense with Vladimir Chebaturkin. He takes the puck. Here's a ring wide pass, knocked down by Eastwood. He loses the puck. Oh, what a save. Daze robbed by Brent Johnson.
Every time the Hawks get a chance, they're shooting it right into Johnson. Puck was bouncing. Daze's in, but look at his shot. Goes right into the middle of the chest of Brent Johnson, who's right in the center of the net. But here the puck bounces right through. Daze just slaps at it, but he got a shot on net, but it just wasn't in the right position as it hit Johnson right in the blue note. Shots on goal there, favoring the Hawks in this period 4-2, so 24-20.
Here is Pronger up to Mellanby, and now the Hawks. Korolev with a puck. Shooting it in off Pronger. He and Finley on defense. This is Finley with Fitzgerald into the corner. Off the stick of Thomas. Finley pokes the puck ahead for Tkachuk. He can't go anywhere. Oh, and Fitzgerald has a shot go on. Korolev to Steve Thomas. Dimitra with him. The centering effort. Finley intercepts. To Tkachuk. He'll shoot the puck in on with Dimitra and Mellanby. This is Korolev and Dimitra in the corner. Now pops to Mellanby there. Korolev shoves the puck with his stick over to Karpatsev. His rink-wide pass too far for Fitzgerald. Hawks are changing. McInnes to Mellanby. He gets hit. Then Tkachuk has the puck spring loose. Amante to Nylander. Nylander on his backhand. Puts on the brakes. Can't really clear. And Tkachuk standing there. McAlpine runs into him. Kachuk says, well, the puck goes flying by. I'm there. And what was that went by? So Kachuk will have to go off. This is a big opportunity for the Blackhawks.
This is unfortunate because Kachuk was actually going to play the puck. McAlpine was just following up on the play. So clearly took Pavol Demitra. Here it is. There's the puck in the air. He was going to play the puck, but he got McAlpine around the shoulders. There it is. Clearly a hooking call there, and the Hawks will be on the power play. 10:48 remaining in the third period.
Hawks were 0 for 3 in the first period, 0 for 1 in the second. This gets the crowd into it again, and they were into it in the first period. The Hawks totally dominated the first period. So the Hawks 0 for 14 in the power play. I guess you could say they're overdue. Housley to Zomnoff, the shot caught by Johnson, and he holds on.
The whole deal here is that I really believe that the Hawks are really making bad decisions when they're shooting. Here's a shot. There's no traffic in front. This is easy. Brent Johnson sees it all the way. Just catches it in a mitt. No damage there. Now you see the crowd coming in, but if you're going to take a shot that the goalie's going to catch, it's too easy. At least get it on the ice so that he has to make the save and then control the rebound. But there, an easy play on the shot there from the point.
Eastwood wins the draw. Pronger tries to clear. Housley keeps it in. He and Zomnoff on the points. Daze over to Nylander. Back to Zomnoff to Nylander. Calder in front with Daze. The shot hits a leg. Calder back to Phil Housley. Around behind the net. Daze in the corner for Calder. And the puck shot to the point, but not out by the Blues. Housley keeps it in. Nylander to Calder. Daze's in front with Finley. Here's the shot. That goes wide. Johnson is really unhappy with the way he's being crowded. And he's screaming at the referee. Now the Hawks. Housley with both teams changing. He leaves the puck for Nylander. His pass to Bell to Amante. Down the corner for Michael Nylander. 57 seconds to go in the power play. Nylander gets the puck from Zomnoff. The pass elevated. Amante sweeps the puck back for Michael Nylander. It'll go all the way to Zomnoff. Then McInnes intercepts, can't clear. Whacks at the puck, can't get it. Here's Bergevin off the glass. Not out. And a nice play there by Mayers to clear the puck out. Passmore leaves the puck for Zomnoff. Both teams are changing. Half a minute to go, and Kachuk's penalty. Hawks work in. Finley steals. Amante keeps the puck in over to Zomnoff. His shot deflects right to Eastwood, and he clears it out. 1-0 Blues. 9 minutes to go in the third period. A win here, and the Blues are really in the driver's seat here in the quarterfinals. Pops shoots the puck into the corner. Bell is there. Out with Thomas. And Sullivan. The penalty over. The shot deflected. The save. Oh, it goes just wide of the post. Sullivan is there. Blues back at full strength. Young ahead to Eastwood to Kachuk. Back to Eastwood. Now ahead for Kachuk. Too far. McAlpine, or I should say Clem, gets the puck. And the teams are changing. 8:25 to go in regulation. Pops. Right wing. Kachuk in the way of Fitzgerald. Clem hits Bergevin with a puck, and he'll flip it into the bench, and that stops play. So the Blues survive another Hawks power play, and the Blues lead 1-0.
Playoff record 174-54 without allowing a goal. Curtis Joseph had the old record that they set in the sweep against Chicago back in 1993. So Brent Johnson has been absolutely fantastic.
Now Waite touches the puck, and it is offside. Faceoff will come back inside the St. Louis blue line with 8:10 remaining in the third period.
A huge save here. You'll see the shot go right in between the deflection, and then the shot comes right through under his arm and goes out the far side. So Sullivan was in by himself but wasn't able to chip it in.
The Blues trying to record 3 consecutive shutouts over the Blackhawks. This is game 4. The Hawks with 2 goals in game 1, winning 2-1. They've been shut out 2-0 in game 2, 4-0 in game 3, and 1-0 here in game 4. Scott Young loses the puck. So does Probert. Young a shot. Passmore the save. A rebound tip wide by Stillman. Doug Wade hit by Chebaturkin. Stillman sends the puck behind the net. And the Hawks are in control. Nylander leaves it for Chebaturkin. He'll clear it out too far. This is McInnes. Up to Scott Young. He'll deflect the puck out. Onto the wing for Nylander. Into the corner for Amante. And the pass fails to get through to Probert. And the Blues clear the puck down the ice. Both teams are changing. Pops takes the pass from Chebaturkin, flips the puck in. Mellanby and Fitzgerald into the corner. Good hit by Mellanby. Scoreless, bumped by Van Ryn and knocked down. And Mellanby trying to get the puck, and he does a nice job. Nice pass to Tkachuk. Mellanby, Tkachuk, and Dimitra. Out of the net comes Passmore. He tries to check and does check Mellanby. Really trips him with his leg. Now a pass to Tom Fitzgerald. Out at center ice. Long shot in high and wide by Thomas. And the Hawks are changing. Blues lead 1-0. 6:45 to go. In the third, Zamnov ends up with a puck. Away from Nash. Over to McAlpine. He'll shoot the puck in and go after it against Pronger. Then Daze stopped. Here's Eastwood. His pass behind Mellanby, and Housley takes the puck. Shoots it in, barely onside. Johnson pokes the puck away from Daze. Zamnov to Daze. To Calder. Kyle Calder one-hands the puck into the corner. He ends up getting it back. Centers. And Van Ryn intercepts. Pronger gloves the puck ahead. And Nash clears it out. Blues up 1-0. Third period. 6 minutes remaining. McAlpine to Zamnov to Calder. Here's Kyle Calder looking for Daze. Can't get the pass through. Finley can't get around Zamnov. Grabs on. Here's Calder. Trying to move around McInnes. Can't. Ferraro hits the referee. He and Daze come together. Here's Calder away from McInnes. And Finley gets in the way. Finley after the puck. And he'll kick it to Ferraro. Ray Ferraro to Corey Stillman. Quick snapshot. And Passmore makes the save. And the whistle stops play. Third period in Chicago. 1-0 Blues.
Inserted into the lineup to add some muscle. And the collision of the game right there on Mike Eastwood.
Blues lead at 1-0. 5:27 to go. Van Ryn a shot high. Detroit has scored the first goal in Vancouver. If they can win tonight in Vancouver, the Wings will even that series at 2-0. Back for the puck, Pronger. Icing is the call against Chicago. 5:13 to go. We turn to our game summary. And it's brought to you by Bomarito Mazda. Big goal, Pavol Demitra. Late second period, third goal of the playoffs. That man has been huge. Brent Johnson, a new Blues shutout playoff record.
27 saves is a lot in a game. The Blues only gave up 12 on Sunday, so the Hawks have really come out with a lot more energy, and they played the way we expected to play. In fact, this is the way they were supposed to play on Sunday. So a great effort by the Blues to keep in it in the first period by Brent Johnson and then take the lead in the second.
The Hawks carpet Sev. To Fitzgerald, who shoots it in. Johnson leaves the puck for Pronger. To Mellanby. He can't get it out. Pops pass out of the reach of Thomas. Here's Pronger again. And he just clears the zone. Alexander Karpatsev. Fitzgerald shoots it in. Both teams are changing. 4:40 to go in regulation. The Hawks looking for a goal that would force overtime. The puck will go the length of the ice. Housley back to touch it. Icing is the call against the Blues. Great group packages are still available for Game 5 Thursday night at Savvis Center. Groups of 20 can save $5 off select seating areas. By the way, catered packages, party rooms, party suites, and a whole lot more are also available. So if your group bleeds blue, and I'm sure it does, call first thing tomorrow morning, 314-622-5454. Find out more about how your group could be in the middle of the action Thursday night. Blues playoffs action against the Hawks, game number 5. That'll be a 6 o'clock start Thursday night at Savvis Center. And right now the Blues are hoping that that might be or would be the final game of this series, but they have to get the job done here yet.
Still a long time left. This is when it really ticks slowly, the clock.
Here's Phil Housley. His shot deflects to the end boards. Bergevin shoots the puck up the boards. Housley's been very, very good at keeping the puck in at that point. Hawks still keep it in. Now Mears ties up Nylander. Bergevin works out. Gets to the red line and shoots the puck in. He'll go to the bench. Passmore up the boards to Amante. Hawks need just one to get even. Game number 4. The Blues trying to make it 3 straight wins after losing game 1 by a goal. Here's Housley. The pass knocked away. They center it at the post. Johnson covers the puck and play stopped. Now only 3:49 to go in regulation action.
Well, Hawks will be jumping into the play from all over now. You see Housley up with the play, trying to make this pass to Monte. Monte couldn't get to it, but he did throw it back. Good that Brent Johnson had that skate against the post, so that when it hit it, it stayed against the side of the net. So good work too. So Brent Johnson, 19 saves in the first game, 26, 12 in the third, and tonight the most work he's had, already 27 saves.
The Hawks 0 for 5 tonight on the power play. 0 for 15 through the first 4 games. First of all, you can't win without goaltending, but if you're never going to get a power play goal, you're going to have a tough time winning any games.
Yeah, if you score 2 goals in 4 games, you're not going to win. You should be thankful that you have 1 win.
I was going to say 2 goals in 4 games. It would be amazing to get a 1 win.
Yeah, the series should be over, especially when the 2 goals you scored were in the Blues building.
Eastwood to Dimitra in the corner. He's spun around a bit and goes down. Now Mellanby with some pressure on the boards. Daze gets the puck ahead to Zomnov. He fans on the pass. Trying to work the puck in is Bell. He can't. Now Zomnov carries it in. He's stopped. Pops over far side. Karpatsev shoots the puck in. Here's Van Ryn up to Tkachuk. He'll clear it out. Hawks and Blues are changing. Wait, a good check. Here's Tkachuk. A shot and a stick save by Passmore. 3 minutes left in the third period. Tom Fitzgerald gets the puck ahead. And knocked down is Thomas. And the Blues wait. Clears the puck out to Young. This is Stillman. He pokes it in deep, and Housley will go back. Bill Housley in his first season with Chicago. Ahead, Korolev over on the wing for Fitzgerald. And play is stopped. And an offside call. 2:35 left in the third period. Let's go to our BMW save of the game.
So far tonight, this has been it. The shot from the corner that went off Brent Johnson's mask and then off the post, and then you see the glove there catching it inside the net. The play was reviewed and the goal was not allowed. Hawks thought for sure they had scored there, but they did not. So our BMW save of the game, a great job by Brent Johnson, who has been tested a lot tonight, and he's been absolutely perfect.
Been a while since there have been 3 consecutive Stanley Cup playoff shutouts. You go back to 1945. And yes, that's before I was born.
Kenny, I thought you were going to say you were at the game.
Almost.
Frank McCool.
I've heard about it.
Never heard of him. I'm sad to say.
Hawks out shooting the Blues 26-24. Pavol Demitra, the night's only goal. Mellanby and Pronger assisting at 18:43 of the second period. Time running out on Chicago. Housley leaves the puck. Then Nash shoots it in after a pass from Bodine. And here's Housley. 2:20 to go. Up to Sullivan, behind the back to Amante. He shoots the puck in. Pronger, or I should say McInnes, knocks it down. Eastwood gets it ahead. Housley over to Clem. He'll crank it in. McInnes waits for the puck, gets it ahead. And Bodine pokes it out. Loose puck for Nash. He can't move in. Here's Housley again. When they want offense, they put Housley out there. Amante slowed up by Pronger. Nash clears the puck out and down the ice. It'll go over the end red goal line. Housley to touch it. The whistle icing. 1:46 to go in game 4, at least in regulation action, and the Blues lead it 1-0.
That clock is moving so slow on the Blues bench, and on the Hawks bench it's flying. It's really flying. They're saying, oh no, only 1:46 to go. So a great spot to be in when you're sitting on the Blues bench, and not a good spot to be when you're sitting on the Hawks bench.
And the Blues are looking at the real clock saying, my gosh, it's after 10 o'clock and the game still has time left. How could it be?
Exactly.
We've been here forever and the game isn't over. Big face-off here. Bell and Dimitra. Bell wins it. Karpatsev, a shot block. Oh, Tkachuk throwing his body in the way of the puck. Big check by Meyers. And Meyers ends up with a puck and flips it in. Time really running out in Chicago. 1.5 minutes to go. We'll watch Passmore. Zomnov to Karpatsev. Tkachuk knocks the puck away. The Blues are changing. 1:20. Blues lead 1-0. Calder. The puck knocked away. Pronger clears it out. Here's Housley. Amazing to think that the Blues would shut out any team in the playoffs 3 straight games. Housley shoots the puck in. 1:03 to go, and the goalie is pulled. The puck at the other end. The net empty. The puck with Eastwood ahead, out of the reach of Young. Young will try to kill time. The Hawks have pulled their goalie. 50 seconds to go in the 3rd period. The Blues lead 1-0. Now the Hawks with a puck. Here they come. 42 seconds. This is Zomnov. He'll shoot it in. Johnson with the puck. Whacks it against the boards. Amante behind the net to Sullivan. Now to Nylander. Knocked away. Housley at the point. 28 seconds. Behind the net for Sullivan. Daze's in front. Wait, chops the puck away. Nash tries to get it out. Can't. Look out. 18 seconds. The puck by Nylander. Here's Sullivan. 15 seconds. Zomnov a shot. Housley stopped by Johnson at the post. And play stopped. 10.6 seconds to go in the 3rd period.
Good play by Brent Johnson. Nice play by Zhamnov going far side, but Housley was not in the good enough position to try to one-time that past Johnson. So as Housley tried to go by him on the far side, he ran out of real estate. But you see there, Housley had to take that with his skate. Johnson got in good position, put his pad down there, and not allow Housley to get that back up towards the front of the net. Good work. You see Brent Johnson reaching across there and extending his body and then his leg. Nowhere to Housley go. He should have maybe tried to do it back here, but he wasn't able to do that. Great work there by Brent Johnson, crawling and then hanging on to that. So with only 10.6 seconds left, the Hawks have a chance here at a timeout. They get a chance to have one more face-off.
Let's go now to our GMC play of the game. Guess what? 1 goal. That would be a big play.
Second effort all along, cycling down. Look at the work by Mellanby. The pass into the center of the ice. Look at the job by Dimitra, flying it down. The quick snapshot beat Passmore. The only goal so far in this game. Our GMC play of the game hopefully will hold up as the game winner.
The Blues, as you noted a moment ago, trying to become the first NHL team since 1945 to record 3 consecutive shutouts in the playoffs. They're getting ready to drop the puck. That's Fitzgerald against Eastwood. He's telling Johnson what he's going to do. The crowd on their feet here at United Center. This could be the Hawks' last hope in this playoff series. They're already down 2-1. The Blues with a 1-0 lead. They're having trouble getting lined up. The Hawks have pulled their goaltender. Now Mears wants to go over to the bench and needs a new stick. They're a long way away from the 15-second face-off rule.
Yes, they are. Zamenhof's lucky he didn't get a penalty here for interference. Zamenhof stepped on Mears' stick and broke it right as the puck was going to be dropped, so that could have been a penalty call there.
Zamenhof, Daze, Sullivan, Housley, Amante, and Fitzgerald out for Brian Sutter's team. 10.6 seconds to go in regulation action here in Game 4 of this Western Conference quarterfinal series. Amante screaming at Kerry Frazier. And Frazier's going to lay down the law here pretty quickly and might just say, let's drop the puck. Now McKinnis talking to Frazier. Eastwood, Fitzgerald on the draw. Eastwood falls on the puck. It comes in the corner. Amante centers. Pronger knocks it away. 4 seconds. Housley a shot. That's blocked. 1 second. And it's over. The Blues have shut out the Blackhawks for the 3rd straight game. 1-0 the final. Brent Johnson is brilliant tonight. And the Blues player of the game, our Bud player of the game, Brent Johnson.
Brent Johnson's strongest performance, I think, of his career. Kept the Blues in the first period as the Hawks were all over. And he was just absolutely solid. 3 consecutive shutouts for Brent Johnson. As you said, first time since 1945 that's been done in the National Hockey League. So what a night for the Blues. A 3-1 lead in the series. And hopefully Thursday night they can wrap it up at Savas Center.
For Rich Gould and Dan McLaughlin on assignment and Bernie Federko, I'm Ken Wilson. The final, the Blues win it 1-0. Thursday night, Game 5 in St. Louis. Coverage begins at 5:30 on Fox Sports Net. Broadcasters Blazers and Cutter and Buck apparel provided by Ad Creations Promotions Group of downtown St. Louis. Thanks to our director, Tom McLaughlin, Tim Pabst, our producer.